Alright, check this out. Look at that background. It's so freaking cool. Look at it. Oh, that's the new Vault of Heavens background that we got as part of this wonderful update. Hey, folks, Go here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, I will be talking about the update, more specifically the Divine Code section. As, despite the fact that I have the, new unit, the new unit stats, I don't think too many people will summon for them since there's also like a Hero Rises and people are prioritizing that one pretty heavily. With this, we have all these pets. I'll just go ahead and flip through them real quick. Now, I'm going to try and go through this as quick as I can, but also as clearly as I can. Melon Float is a fine tome. It's got that first combat kind of condition though, so it's a little, I guess, buggy, to put it. Not literally buggy, like there's something wrong with it, but it's an okay tome. I don't think I'd sacrifice someone for it, but with how many green tomes are actually available in the game to us, I guess see someone doing it. Like a Plaguean Torch is probably what people will go for, but if you want some healing, you can go with Melon Float. Rouse attack defense is also a really good thing to get if you're interested in that. And that is pretty much what you want on arena units, namely arena dragons, since they can use the Death Res ruse themselves effectively. If you use the Mage Erica that we get, who's free as part of the Hero's Path thing, you can sacrifice her as well as this Annette, and you'll have a nice arena-ready dragon unit. Of course, you could also just give it to some other not dragon, and that way your mage and physical allies can still benefit. You just gotta get your matchups correct, you know. Ingrid has Guard Bearing, Sturdy Impact, and Odd Speed Wave. Initially speaking, everyone else who is infantry can get Sturdy Impact and Odd Speed Wave if you sacrifice an Athena or New Year Keaton for Sturdy Blow 2. But they have it at 5 stars to note. For some reason, we don't have someone with Sturdy Blow 2 in the 4-star pool who has it at 4-star. So, there's a bummer. But Guard Bearing can, along with Sturdy Impact, can be given to units such as Young Minerva, any kind of flyer who's got a good defense stat, or mainly enemy phase flyers, I guess. Someone like Ashnard especially would love it. There are too many times when I can say with certainty that Guard Bearing has screwed me over in some way. So, despite the fact that it has that first combat condition, it holds up. It's worth it, especially since flyers don't really have that many good B skills to begin with. I'm not sure if I give it to someone like Sheeta or Camilla, since you can also just run Dive Bomb on them, but it's okay. Bernadetta, if you has attack speed push 4, low speed defense, and close guard. Close guard is available on 4-star Death Knight. Attack speed push 3 is available on 5-star Patrine, who is a free unit, so just upgrade her. You can get attack speed push 4. Low speed defense is also really good for infantry and cavalry units, of course, because they're the ones who can have it. I'm not sure, and I got no one off the top of my head, but I think he would probably just give it to a cavalry unit. I'm talking about a low, by the way. The push, I'm not too sure. But you can just get the push and give it to a unit, or get the lull and the close guard, or the close guard and the push. And you pretty much have the best option to get all the skills, or 2 of the skills available on her. Don't get Ardent Sacrifice, please. Unless you really don't think you want anything else from her. And then Biophysicist Encounter and Rupture Sky. Those are what you should get. Then we got Anna, who's actually got a Rally Plus immediately, despite being the first one. The Divine Codes for this one are really nice. The manuals here are really nice for this, by the way. Rally Defense Res Plus is good. Sabotage Attack is actually something I really wanted on my Anna, so I might do it. My plus 10 Anna would very much appreciate a Sabotage Attack. And the rarely Def Res Plus, I believe, is on... Oscar has Rally Def Res, so he's a nice and easy way to get that Rally Plus off of Anna. Unlike with Mage Erica, who has Rally Attack Speed, which surprisingly isn't available on too many units. Then we have Brifjorm. Unfortunately, she's not an actual unit, so you can't use her for AAR and such. But she does have Ground Orders, Restore, and Dazzling Staff, so you can get some nasty stuff for your healers here. Or your flyers, with the Ground Orders part, I mean. Or you can merge her into your current Brifjorm and get some more HP, especially if yours is neutral. I think you get more HP if you're neutral as opposed to if you have some other stat, unless you're HP. In which case you would probably get more HP unless you already have more merges. I'm rambling, let's move on. Corrin has no follow-up. Rouse Speed Defense, which is available on 5-star Ferdinand. There we go. I have to figure out his name. Oh man, I'm learning 3 houses very slowly. Attack Speed Solo 4 is Attack Speed Solo 3 is just a banner only skill, unfortunately. So you'll probably have to find someone like Hilda. Although Hilda has Attack Speed Solo and no follow-up, so probably not best to just do that with her. But I think you would mostly get Corrin for no follow-up and not much else. But if you have the solo, you might as well get 4 and no follow-up. That way you get yourself good for Arena. Sayri has Kestrel Stance 3 and Close Call. You would probably just get her for Close Call because Kestrel Stance 2 is only available on Legendary Yona. And I think you would rather have a defense or resistance boosting stance rather than a speed and attack boosting one. But maybe you just have a tanky enough unit anyway, so you can just give him Kestrel Stance 3. Midori, of course, has Spendthrift Bow, which is very much loved. Rally Attack Defense Plus, which is available on, I believe, Jerome, as well as Ellawood? L.A. Ellawood, the armored one. Yep, here we are. And here are other units who have the rally, by the way. And why not we just check this one just in case. Yep, she has it. But yeah, there we go. She also had Close Foil, so that's good. We all know how often we see Close Foil, and I think you would ideally use this for a bow unit, such as Norn, of course. Norn, Wrath, Python, I see them with this kind of stuff all the time. Of course, Pelagian Bow is popping up more recently, but of course, since it's seasonal locked, you probably just better off just going with Spendthrift Bow as well as Close Foil, and then you can actually get all of her essential skills if you just sacrifice a Jerome or something. Ileana has Spooky Senses, which is a Fury tome. A lot of blue units will appreciate something like this. I actually sacrificed my Ileana for my Delphia. Really wish I could look into the future, so I wouldn't do that. But she also has Bold Fighter, so maybe you want that on an armor unit. Kynagus has Distant Defense 4 and Vengeful Fighter. You can give Vengeful Fighter to an armor unit and sacrifice Picnic Leo, who's a free unit, for his Distant Defense 3, and then you're good to go. You can get Distant Defense 4. I actually would like to give this to my Dimitri, my Brave Dimitri, so we can eliminate any bonuses on the foe. Nyla is just Swiss Sparrow 3. I don't think you would really take the chill. Yeah, I don't think you would. I think this one's like just a merge if you have her, honestly. Or Swiss Sparrow 3 and Moonbow. Then we got Gatry. His Spirited Spear is pretty good. I saw a really nice build on a Cordelia once where she runs Bonfire, and she has a way to get a buff on her. So she would pretty much get Bonfire in that round of combat. Crafty Fighter is, of course, a really good armor skill. Unfortunately, there's no way to get Fort Death Res 3 and Crafty Fighter on a unit unless you're sacrificing someone for Fort Death Res 2, but the only people who have that are people who have Fort Death Res 3. But maybe in due time we'll be able to get Fort Death Res 2 on some 4-star character. Shinon has Deadeye, as well as low attack speed and Times Pulse, which is he's just a smorgasbord of fodder. So you can get Deadeye, which is a high-scoring arena skill for archers, which is good. So maybe in the future, if you have enough, you can get 1,200. No, not 1,200, 12,000 divine code. So you can get both of these, and your archer is good to go. Which by that point, you probably were working on a whole other new archer. But jokes aside, low attack speed is really good, as well as Times Pulse. You could probably give Times Pulse to some mage. That's mainly who I see it on. I run it on my Ike, and that does help him, but it would probably be better on a mage. Low attack speed, of course, good for bulk and good for doubling. Shinon loves it. I'm pretty sure you'll find a unit who can also use it and abuse it. Guilt Fork is what you would use in RCN 4. Coral Bow and Fortified Defense 4. You can just give Fortified Defense off of Frederick. I guess you can get Chill Speed, but I can't remember who Chill Speed is on. No Pana has it, but I can't remember anyone else, but it's probably on some other free unit. They like to stick those things on them. Honestly, don't see much value in the Niels one, unless you really hate Regan. A strat that I've heard of is pretty much getting the even pulse, the pulse type skills, and sticking on an Anima Blessed unit and using them in AR so that it stops the Regans from having their special ready, so it's not so they suck a bit more at their hit or run. Don't want your unit to get sniped and for your opponent to get away nice and scot-free. I myself would probably just see myself using Nils for infantry pulse if I'm desperate for it. But other than that, it's probably just getting Nils for even pulse tie. For AR reasons, mainly. Leon is Null C Disrupt, as well as bonus doubler. You can do that. Unfortunately, much like with this guy, his skills are not very much available on 4-star characters, let alone on lower levels. Bonus doubler is falling off since we have lulls. Null C Disrupt is probably just the most useful skill here. Rouse attack resistance is its own kind of thing, but I think you would mainly get Leon for Null C Disrupt. Guinevere has nice skills. Join Drive Res is great. Low attack Res is good for mages, probably dragons as well. Attack Res push 4, you can get attack res push 3 off of, I think his name is Brady. Yeah, you can get it off of him. So you can at least get that and the lull. Joint drive res, you can get drive res off of Soleil, so you can get that as well as the lull. Unfortunately, the lull is the only thing that's not easy to get here. So you can't get all 3, really, without sacrificing things in a way you don't really need to. But Guinevere is good. I don't think that she's, like, as useful as the others. Well, I think she's a lot more useful than Byleth, but that's just an opinion thing. Because what she has is she has a lot more useful stuff than Byleth. I know this encounter is great and all, and Rupture Sky, but those are just A and special skills. Here, she has good A, B, and C skills. Is what I mean, if you get my drift. This path, truth be told, I just think is not exactly worth it. I think this is just a you merge the character that the manual is kind of line. Not too much useful stuff. Of course, the Chris here is nice because he's got the Spur and the Joint Drive attack. S is honestly just 3-4 and Home Flyers, I guess. Catria's Harsh Command plus an attack speed bond 4, maybe aerobatics as well. Attack Speed Bond 4 is available on 5-star Louise is her name. Bright Louise, who's a free unit. So you can get her, sacrifice her, and that way you can get Attack Speed Bond 4, Harsh Command Plus off of like Saizo or something, and Gunter, as well as... Oh wait, no, you can't get anything else. Everything else is, that is 4-star available is on some other character, like Speed Tactics is available on Summer Loot. But yeah, this other stuff. Warding Stance 3 is seasonal only, and it's on Halloween Sakura. But you probably just get Warding Stance 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 from this manual. Which he says, I think her main draw is her dagger. You can probably make some good use out of the air orders, though. I think that's mainly for AR, and I don't see flyer balls too often anymore. It's usually just cav lines and just ground orders and just some Omega Strong plus 10 nonsense that you gotta deal with. But her Courtly Mask can have some nice uses. If you have something like Winter Cecilia or an equally slow armor unit who can use daggers, or some other dagger unit who's worried about dealing with like free follow-up units, such as Hector, you might be able to get through here with this. Like, I think this mostly shines on something like Cecilia because she's slow, and with Bolt Fighter she'll just get her double anyways, and won't take that much damage because of the damage reduction. Ocean, you will mainly get him for Mirror Stance 3, and I guess Wrath. Mostly Mirror Stance 3, you can get Wrath off of Ninja Hana and Astrum, who has it at 5-star. Mirror Stance 2 is available on Garneth, I believe is his name. So yeah, you can get Sacrifice Garneth and get Mirror Stance 3 and Wrath. Pardon me, it's like super late. And unfortunately I didn't get a video out in time. And I'm trying to record this in time because I'll probably forget about it by the time the next day comes. No follow-up is probably what you would get Marina for, but you can also get Flashing Blade 4 by sacrificing someone younger, who's a Grail unit. Once again, NFU is probably the main prize here, but Flashing Blade 4 is not a bad option either. Just make sure you get no follow-up along with it. And then we have Evelyn, who has Courtly Fan and Windsweep, which is a nice little combo. Courtly Fan is basically half of no follow-up. That stops units from stopping your follow-up attacks. So you will double them if you can. She also has Joint Drive Speed. Unfortunately, you cannot get Joint Drive Speed, Windsweep, and Courtly Fan unless you sacrifice a Joshua. But Joshua has Windsweep at 4-star anyway, so, you know. You can get the AR skill, and I will say I don't see ARD attack speed too often. I mostly see all the other ones. But that might just be due to availability. If it was more available, we might have seen it more. But I think you would most likely take her Courtly Fan and Windsweep, but of course if you're arena focused, you will take Courtly Fan and like Joint Drive Speed, because Joshua once again is available as a 4-star unit and he's free. And then we have Bridget here last and finally, which has Steady Impact. Unfortunately, Steady Blow is not available in the 4-star pool, and it's only available on Leaf. I believe normal Leaf has it, but he's of course 5-star. Oh, then you can get him with, you have a chance of getting him with a 4-star special rate. And it's not like his refund is anything amazing like the ones we got here, so you won't be losing out too much by sacrificing him. Alternatively, you can get Pulse Smoke on Helm Bow and Harsh Command Plus. Pulse Smoke is of course great for Ether Raids, and I guess if you're worried about Arena, people do run something like Bolt Fighter, Gale Force on their armors. Pulse Smoke will stop Gale Force from activating. If you're not sure about how Pulse Smoke works, I actually did a video some time ago when it was introduced, so you can look that up and you'll figure out how Pulse Smoke works. Harsh Command Plus, and again, like I said, Harsh Command is available on Saizo and Gunter and Claire, so that's easy to get. Helm Bow is a good bow. It's basically low speed defense, but stronger, but you have to be solo. It's a solo. So, yeah. Best way to put it, I think you would go for Pulse Smoke and Harsh Command. Although, because we have Pelagian Bow, Spendthrift Bow, mainly. Like, I would probably just pick Spendthrift Bow over Helm Bow if I was given the choice. Steady Impact, I'm not too sure about, honestly. It has its uses. Like, I think once I wanted it on my Alm, because that would have been a really fun and cool build. But also making sure you have the bulk, and making sure the opponent cannot double you no matter what, unless they have no follow-up or something. And QR, which is probably... I don't know how the interaction works, actually, so I need to find that one out. But if you have no follow-up as well as this, I guess you don't have to worry about much. But you'll be faster. You don't gotta worry about something like Hector screwing you over by doubling you anyways. That's pretty much all I can see in the purpose of Steady Impact. Like, if you have someone who can quad, I guess that's good. But nothing else much comes to mind when I think about it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. If I had to tell you what I would personally go for, I think I would go for the genealogy path, honestly. Either the genealogy path or this path? Well, no. Like, there's a bit of not useful to me here and there everywhere, so... probably, no. Well, probably gonna get this one first and foremost so I can give it to my Anna. This Anna manual. Anna, there. +3 on my Annette, I guess, because I'm not too big on Arena myself. But, yeah. I myself will, I guess I'll just have to figure that out sometime down the road. Probably just stockpile my codes like I did with the first ones. So, with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. Feel free to let me know what what path you will go down, and maybe what your strat is for them, the manuals. Are you gonna pretty much see them as merge material, or are you just going to use them for their fodder? I'm always interested in knowing these things. So, yeah, thank you for going through this video. It's probably going to be a little long, but I'll probably put time steps there to make sure that people can get information or ideas / thoughts on the specific paths that they care about. And, yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care.